What's up, YouTube? Patrick Garcia here from Legendary Lifestyles. And I know you can't see it right now, but I'm in South San Francisco, the industrial city. And yeah, go Giants. Congratulations on their 2012 World Series championship. Now, I got sick and tired of sort of like holding the camera and seeing that the last couple videos that I had, the more that I hold the camera to myself, the more blurry my face gets, but everything in the background is like in focus. So that's kind of like the subject that I want to talk about today, is understanding failure in order to succeed. Now, this is my 4th week doing these vernals, or as you can say, vlogging, because I guess that's a lot easier to say, but I'm gonna go ahead and stick with vernals. And in the last video journal that I made, it looked like I was floating on my ass. Okay, so what's happening there? Okay, so I need to go back and review my T2I handbook. Another thing, I need to learn how to use my shutter speed. Another thing, I need to learn how to, white balance my DSLR. There's a lot of things I need to learn. But the thing is, we learn through our mistakes. That's really old, right? I've heard that over and over again. There's a song out there called Live and Learn. You live and learn. But that's actually what it is. Because like in my previous video, we live life so fast that we sort of forget the core fundamentals and the basics of what we learn in life. So we need to go back and review them. And we need to go back and refresh our memory. Now, I also want to get into one of the great heroes of mine, Bruce Lee. Now, in Bruce Lee, he wrote this book called The Tao of Jeet Kune Do. And the Jeet Kune Do is basically his own martial arts that he sort of created. Jeet Kune Do in English means the way of the intercepting fist. Now, there's an episode of this TV show called Longmire, which he guest starred in, like back in the 70s and whatnot. And in the show, Longmire, the detective, gets jumped in an alleyway and Bruce Lee comes and saves him. Now, I guess in that episode, I didn't really finish it, but I guess Longmire's supposed to come back and like fight the douches that beat him up and whatnot. And Bruce Lee, he asked Bruce Lee to like teach him Jeet Kune Do. Now, in the episode, he gets really frustrated because it's not coming to him as fast. It's not applying to him. It's not clicking with him as fast enough. And then what I'm trying to remember this, he gets like, I just want you to teach me. And then Bruce Lee keeps saying like, I can't teach you. The only thing I can do is help you discover and unravel more things about yourself. So towards the end of the episode, Bruce Lee got him in this little like headlock and whatnot. And Longmire, the detective, has got his head on the ground. And he gets up and they're like really frustrated. And he asks him, he's like, are you ready? Or do you think I'm ready? And Bruce Lee goes, no. And then Bruce Lee goes into the spiel, basically saying that the problem that a lot of people have when they're faced with adversity, South San Francisco, when they're faced with adversity or when they're faced in a fight, they always want to know the strategy of how to win, but they don't understand how to lose. They don't understand and they don't accept dying. To accept our losses, to accept death, means to be liberated from it. We are free from the outcome. We are no longer afraid because we already accept it. Now, what does this mean and how does this apply to real life? So when you go for a job interview, you still don't want to show up with ketchup and mustard stains on your shirt. All right? You still want to know your shit. You still want to be very well prepared. But the thing is, if we don't get the job, if we don't get whatever it is that we're training for, if we don't win the fight that we're training for, we're supposed to be okay with it. We're supposed to keep going. We're supposed to keep clicking and powering through. It's like what Rocky says in the latest one. I think it was like Rocky, not Rocky 5, but Rocky Balboa, the last one that Stallone made. He said, life, it ain't about getting hit. It's how hard you get hit and keep moving forward, all right? So what you're about to see right now, we're about to crack into a spoken word piece that I did yesterday at a speak event. And I botched this poem up numerous times. I forgot some of the lines, but it's a little bit better now. Why is that? Because I kept performing it in front of live audiences. I kept performing it in front of a live crowd. And yeah, I forgot some of the words here and there, and I botched it so many times that the more I keep doing it, the more it looks better, the more it looks cleaner, the more it looks well presented. All right, so we're gonna go into that right now. I just want to say thanks again for tuning in, and that's it for me. It's starting to drizzle, so I'm gonna get out of here so my camera doesn't like fuck up on me, so I don't break it. All right, so this is Patrick Garcia, Legendary Lifestyles, and become legendary. Peace.
Cool. So cheap plug real quick, I work for VIA Medical Transportation. If your grandpa or grandma's sick, needs to run to the hospital, Google VIA Medical Transportation. Alright, so this poem that I'm about to perform, it's called The Mental Note, and it's actually a tribute to everybody in the crowd. Because, you know, this is SFSU, and there's a lot of artists here, whether you're a writer, a poet, musician, screenwriter, filmmaker, and whatnot. So this one's for you.
This one's for you.
Now, I don't know if the Big Bang Theory is true, and I never experienced the creation of life. But what I do know is once my pen touches paper, the sparks of creativity ignite. It is this discovery I propose to shed some light, that we have the power to play God's literature and bring our ideas to life. See, we are soldiers of invisible thought with the tools of art as a weapon and craft. We reject normality and anybody who thinks they're really daft. And we have books and maps where you can learn to locate our heart, lung, brain, reproductive system, and any organ from our head to our knees. But there ain't no map telling us where to fit our imagination with these. Maybe it's in our mind, our feet, or maybe our lips. Maybe its energy can be measured from our wrist to our fingertips. Expression can be measured in reading, moving, and still pictures and fixtures of which should work with abstraction. And I have no anti-drug to this fatal attraction, because I contain creativity embedded in me like the impact from comets, because I promise no damn to stop the flow without purging from my head vomits. Everything inside of me is perspiration, virgin, premeditated, regurgitated, scribble, dribble, and dribble that I swindle into ears that can never be belittled. And besides the sun, I am the one star that burns and refuses to twinkle. And let me just say, there is no such thing as writer's block, because writing is a phallus that requires master inspiration. And when it doesn't, that's when it gets deflated and blocked. See, the creativity is to remain an open portal. For creativity is the erection that always remains immortal. Thank you. That was kind of dirty, I apologize. I was like,